We're going to start with Sandra Coira. She's running on a Democratic ticket for council person in Oakland. All yours.
Thank you. I want to thank Vincent and the board for giving us the opportunity to come and speak with you today. I want to thank all of you for coming out, braving the elements, and being here with us and my fellow candidates. I have been I also wanted, before I start, I wanted to just mention my running mate Pat Tirri can be here tonight. He has a personal problem related to his health, and for that reason he's not here. But if you have any questions, I certainly am here, and I would be more than glad. I've spoken to many of you before, and I'm glad that you were able to make it. I would be more than willing to answer any questions that you have afterwards, and it gives us more time. But I have been, over the past few weeks, speaking to a lot of residents in the town, and I've found that there's a general consensus. There's a lot of despair among people, and I think that really stems from the high taxes, the failed promises. They've heard that the downtown's going to be redeveloped. They've heard that the congestion is going to be better because they're going to open up alternate routes. They've been hearing, they've been promised senior housing. The seniors still don't have senior housing. They've been hearing these ideas, and it's not the lack of ideas. The ideas are there. It's the lack of implementing these ideas. And I truly think that in order to take this town to the next, this is a beautiful town. It has a tremendous amount of potential. It's a perfect balance between, great suburban life, and it's got the open space. It's a green town. It's absolutely beautiful. It needs to be given life. And I think people that are there now can't necessarily do that. They certainly haven't to this point. I think we need somebody from the outside to come in and to really energize the council and energize Oakland. I think the seniors, I've spoken to a lot of seniors, it's probably been one of the hardest things I've actually had to do is listen to some of their stories. They're being driven away from their homes. Many of them, they don't, they've been here 40, 50 years, they don't want to leave, and yet they don't have an alternative. And many of them have put their house on the market, and now they can't even sell their houses. So it's really put them in a terrible position. They've asked me time and time again, where's the senior housing, the affordable senior housing, so that we can remain in our town that we love and we built up, and they did build it up for us. And yet they're not being, backed up by us now. I've also heard of the downtown traffic. It's a tremendous, just now I was coming in the rain and there's a tremendous amount of traffic. I've talked to people who won't get in their car at certain hours because they just don't want to go downtown. This is hurting our downtown. It's hurting our local businesses. I was just down in the downtown today, and there are many businesses that are simply closed. Their clientele is being driven away because we don't have an aesthetically pleasing downtown that attract people to it. The traffic is a nightmare sometimes, and people will stay away from it. It's really hurting the local businesses. We need to seriously consider an alternate route other than Ramapo Valley Road that would help alleviate the downtown. We also need to make it pedestrian friendly. There are a lot of people who want to walk downtown, but there are no sidewalks for the majority of the town. And it could be dangerous at times where you have to walk on the street. The taxes, number one issue by far. Everybody I've talked to today, that was the issue they brought up. The tax issue, I truly believe, is going to be tackled. It needs to be tackled by the budget. The budget has got to be cut. You need to do it in a logical, common sense way. You need to, our taxes have increased 60% over the last few years, and yet I don't see 60% more services that we're receiving. Maybe you guys are getting something I'm not, but it's just not something that, the people are paying more and more and more, and they don't see the return. And I see, I talk to parents who are saying, well, my taxes are astronomical, and yet my kids don't have chairs to sit on, or they're broken, or, I spoke to parents in the reserve who told me that their kids' chairs were broken and the globes were broken, and the teacher put in requests for new globes and new chairs, and they were denied. So, it's very frustrating when you pay a tremendous amount of taxes, and yet, the parents are being told, we can't afford it. we can't afford to get this kids. It's just, it's not something that, when you're paying this, it's not sustainable, the amount of tax that we pay. We need to explore shared services. We do it at certain levels. We need to explore it at all levels. We need to aggressively pursue grants. State, federal, county grants are out there. I know we pursue them. We need to pursue many more. We need to look at Oakland's debt. We have about $15 million in debt. A lot of this debt can be refinanced right now, with the interest rates just reached historical lows again. There are many ways, and it's a little difficult in this type of setting to get into details, but if you come to me, I'll be more than happy to go into much further details with you. There are many ways and many areas where we can really start saving and start spending much more logically and in a smart way. Before I leave, I want to take the opportunity, Leo McGuire is running as sheriff for re-election. As a criminal defense attorney, I've personally seen the changes that he's implemented. He's doing a tremendous job. He just opened up a courtroom in the Bergen County Jail. That's going to save, it's projected to save about $500,000 a year. So I know